When did a bully learn the hard way that even the gentlest kids have a breaking point? I never thought I'd see sweet little Charlie raise his voice at anyone, because this kid literally apologized to a door once after bumping into it. Every single day after lunch, he'd stay behind wiping tables while everyone ran out to recess, and he'd hum this little song his grandma taught him while picking up trash other kids dropped. Teachers loved him because he'd organized their supply closets without being asked, and he once spent his entire birthday money on paper towels for our classroom. Not a soul in our class ever had a bad word to say about him, and I didn't even think he was capable of being angry. His best friend was this quiet kid whose family had just moved here from Guatemala, and Charlie protected him like a little bodyguard, even though Charlie was smaller than most third graders. When his friend's mom came to school events, she'd stand alone in the corner because she couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and I'd watch Charlie walk right up to her with his phone translation app to help her feel included. The thing about this girl Katie in our class was that she knew exactly how much power she had over our entire grade, and she used it like a weapon every single day. She'd dump her entire lunch tray on the floor just to watch Charlie clean it up and call it an accident while her group of followers laughed like trained seals. Charlie never said anything though, because he told me once that maybe she was going through something hard at home, and we should be extra kind to people who seem angry. For weeks, Charlie had been helping his friend work on this Mother's Day card, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen a 9-year-old create. His friend had spent hours learning how to write "Gracias por ser la mejor mamá del mundo" in perfect cursive, while Charlie sat next to him showing him how to make each letter look fancy, and they decorated every inch with these gorgeous painted flowers they'd researched because they grew in Guatemala. The quiet kid kept telling everyone how his mom was going to cry happy tears because she'd never been able to read anything he brought home from school before, and this was going to be the first thing she could put on their refrigerator that she could actually understand. Charlie had helped him write a whole poem in Spanish about mothers being like sunshine, and I watched them practice writing it over and over until their hands cramped up. The day before Mother's Day, we were all working on final touches when Katie walked by the quiet kid's desk and grabbed his card right out of his hands. "What even is this ugly writing?" she announced, loud enough for everyone to hear while holding it up like it was contaminated. He tried to grab it back, but she held it over her head and started reading the Spanish words in this mocking voice that made them sound stupid and wrong. Charlie stood up from his desk really slowly and asked her in this quiet voice to please give it back because his friend worked really hard on it. Katie looked right at Charlie and said, "His mom probably can't even read this because she's too dumb to learn English like a normal person." And then she started ripping the card into pieces while staring straight at Charlie's face. The room went completely silent as Charlie's whole body started shaking and his face turned this deep red color I'd never seen before, and then everything just erupted out of him. "You're a complete monster, Katie," he screamed so loud that teachers came running from other classrooms. "All you do is destroy everything beautiful because you can't stand that people love each other, and you walk around here acting like we're your servants while you throw your food on the ground for me to clean up like I'm your personal maid, and everyone talks about how pathetic you are when you're not around." His voice kept getting louder and higher as tears streamed down his face. "His mom loves him more than your mom will ever love you, because at least she shows up to things without being drunk, and at least she doesn't have to buy friends for her kid." Katie's mouth dropped open, but Charlie wasn't even close to finished. "You threw away that girl's retainer, and her mom had to work extra shifts to buy a new one, and you told everyone the new kid smells bad when you know his dad lost his job, and they're living in their car." Everyone was frozen in complete shock as Charlie kept going like a dam had burst inside him. "You made fun of that boy's dead dog right after he told us about it, and you think being pretty and rich makes you special, but really you're just empty inside and so jealous of anyone who has something real that you have to destroy it." His whole body was shaking as he dropped to his knees, trying to pick up the torn pieces of the card while still screaming at her. This was the first thing he could give his mom that she could read, and you ruined it because you can't stand that he loves someone. Katie tried to say something, but Charlie cut her off immediately. "I feel sorry for you because you're going to grow up exactly like your mom, and everyone's going to pretend to like you, but really they'll all know you're just as fake and miserable as she is." He was sobbing so hard now that snot was running down his face, but he wiped his nose on his sleeve and kept going, looking up at her with pure hatred in his sweet little eyes. "Everyone hates you, Katie, and the only reason anyone plays with you is because they're scared you'll be mean to them next." The principal had to carry Charlie out of the room because he was sobbing so hard he couldn't walk, and nobody talked to Katie for the rest of the day.